Every time I chant I bingi, wangu umamia. Every time I chant I bingi, wangu umamia. For me tired to live in a Babylon, you know with so much tribulation. Through the powers of the kings of kings, I must try to Maria.
Few things in life make me feel as good as I feel when I'm listening to reggae music. Positive vibrations, as we say. I've been playing in a reggae band for several years, and I've been blessed to work with musicians who share my love for the music, producing an authentic roots rock reggae sound. But I also have a passion for learning about other cultures, so when I first listened to the lyrics of Bob Marley and the Wailers, I took an interest in Rastafari, a movement that emerged in Jamaica in the early 1930s. Rasta is an Afrocentric faith, but also a philosophy that promotes love and equality for all people. So when my band received some not-so-friendly reactions to our being white reggae musicians, I decided to learn more about the roots of the music. I wanted to understand why, for some people, music is so closely linked to nationality or skin color, or why a particular group might claim ownership of a genre. So I went to Jamaica, the birthplace of the Rastafari movement and of reggae music, supposedly to find a few answers to these questions. But what I saw and heard was something much more profound. The power of music to bring people together, to promote love and righteousness, and to empower the soul in its constant struggle against evil and oppression.
As we Rastafarians would say, music is man and man is music. Music is basically an expression of the inner man and his struggles and his well-being, you know, the good and the bad of man. Music expresses all of that.
Music is a foundation unto I and I, which open all eyes of the people towards the enlightening of joy. For music is joy, and happiness, Carries nice, soft, and beautiful words.
Music is free, music is life, and life is free to every man.
Every Rasta man I spoke with was emphatic about the fact that there is much more to his culture than Bob Marley or Jimmy Cliff or Burning Spear. But reggae undeniably was the international voice of the movement from the 1970s and beyond. And for this reason, many Rastafari regard reggae as a valuable, even sacred form of expression.
I can't even explain it. Because in reggae music, when it is authentic reggae music, you get a whole lot of things from it. You can feel the vibes, you can feel, you can see just the things, the words that are coming, you can actually see, you can visualize, you can relate.
Even nomadic people in Africa, when they hear the reggae music, it's like it's the music of God. Every life attunes onto it. It is a rhythm that makes you think.
I love reggae music, yes, I love reggae music. No, it's not. I love reggae music on the whole. Directly, it's not every artist's music that's really I listen to, most artists, but I really love like artists like Gregory Isaac, who just died, Bob Marley, Dennis Brown, Leroy Smart.
And it's not just the vibes or the rhythm. It's the power of reggae music to teach the youth about their culture and to convey the message of Rastafari to the world.
Oh, The music now have a lot of culture towards Rastafari. So we use it now as to benefit to the Rasta culture and the music. We benefit of it a lot of culture, you know, about like Bob Marley, culture, and then Burning Spear teach you a lot, you know, about the movements. Yeah, man.
Our earlier set of reggae music, if you study them, if you listen to lyrical contents, you know, then you will realize where our people is coming from and what are their vision and how they see a new world, you know. The spiritual contents, and that is why these beautiful melodies have been created, you know, these beautiful rhythm to match, you know, these divine words of inspiration that coming out.
Yes, reggae is the part of the culture that is way out to the world, you know, through music. It can be a Rastafari philosophy worldwide, because the music is not entrenched and it's not spiced without the Rastafari lyrics within it, backed by the Nyabingi rhythm. Because most reggae bands always have a Congo drum within it. A funde or a Congo drum to hold that ancient rhythm. Tum, 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 tum. And you got other one play and what you want to. But that beat keep on that beat, never change. Tum, 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 that's the beat.
The bass of the rhythm, the bass of the rhythm. Yeah. It's really the 1-2 beat.
Yeah, 1-2.
You realize?
Yeah. So, it's a part of the culture, reggae. It's the outreach of the Nyabingi. Reach out, step out to a more density of population earthwide.
The genre of reggae music contracting in Rastafari movement was part and parcel of the whole movements and come together. You know, it was a spiritual gift that the Rastaman have attained. You know, and so the Nyabingi, which was the vocal expression of the Rastafari, you know, that relates to his everyday revelation in Babylon. As the Psalms say, by the rivers of Babylon, you know, there we sat down and wept when we remember Zion. You know, and these lines give expression to musical form, you know, musical format, and you know, chant down Babylon, you know, chant down the oppressor.
The Nyabingi rhythm, or the 1-2 order, is the sacred music of the Rastafari. On any given Sabbath or Rasta holy day, the 1-2 rhythm can be heard for hours or days at a time, along with chants about the struggle of the African people in Babylon. Although reggae music was heavily influenced by the Nyabingi sound, many Rastafari consider the popular secular genre a poor reflection of their sacred music.
Right now, the most important part of the whole segment to me is for identifying, you see?
difference between the reggae music and the Nyabingi music, which they both is of Rastafari faith. But the Nyabingi music is of a more ancient tradition than the reggae, because the reggae come long after the Nyabingi people was on the scene of action.
The man say we try to keep it real, because the man say Nyabingi chant death to the wicked, life to the righteous, while reggae chant death to the righteous and life to the wicked.
I used to study reggae and love reggae. Then I come to Nyabingi and get love the music more and more, you know, more inspiration towards the music.
Because there's a difference between the Nyabingi Yada and reggae. And we say for clarity that for those that say, well, the reggae is the music of the king. And that's what they are saying.
They might say that, but it is not so, because only one music that I last year I rock to or dance to.
You see?
It's the Nyabingi music.
So you hear what you say now? So I know would want to make it clear that though the Nyabingi Yada is not here to condemn or to castigate or to criticize what the people are doing by their democratical rights, we must also acknowledge the position and the power of the church, which is the Nyabingi Yada. We would prefer to see the reggae aspirants and artists them do it in a way that bring out the best of humanity.
Yeah.
Nothing to hold down and to oppress.
Yes, His Majesty say now, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, conquering lions, one music in rock.
Yeah, man.
One music, and is in no merengue, no reggae, no jazz, no dulcimina, one music, and is in
Nyabingi.
Drum sound,
yeah.
With word sound and power, clean.
The inspiring sound of the drums, combined with their historical connection to the struggle against slavery and discrimination in Jamaica, give the Rastafari a sense of pride and purpose.
Well, I said the Nyabingi poem, Nyabingi music now, say, death to black and white, don't press her. Death. Like when I go up and say death, that means if you're not writing yourself, you're just going at the goal. If you write to live forever. Righteous 60,000 nations still approach any individual man, as myself. So, drums of righteousness, Daniel Band of righteousness, to gather the people, to gather the world for repatriation. That's my mission.
It revive I and I, life in I, because beat the drum, truth, just, you know, do good, do good, do good, do good. That is the next heartbeat again, which is saying, do good, do good, do good, do good.
Now, there are some that refer to the Yada as the Nyabingi Yada, the drums and so forth as the Kete system. It comprises or composed of 3 sets of drums. One is referred to as the Funde, F-U-N-D, Funde, that's the ancient name. And it reflects one sound all the time, 1, 2.
Do good.
1, 2.
Do good. That's how Bobby Roy explained it to me.
It is scientifically equivalent by observation the tread of the lion.
Yeah.
Look at the front foot. Because the back foot is what carrying, but the front foot is what propagate.
Yeah, man.
Yeah? 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, from a biological point of view, it reflects the heartbeat. Tum tum. That's why them say the tum tum. The tum tum. And that is the funde. It never leave.
Never leave that beat.
Never leave the sound of the cross. 1, 2. 1, 2. The repeater now, the word repeater come from the word repeat. So even though you'll find the repeater player where you'll find many other diverse sounds reflected mostly from the hedges of the repeater drum, he still will have to come right back to that 1, 2 beat. So no matter how fast you see him is going there, he cannot go fast permanently, because that would have led him off into a mania, a pucker spirit. That means it is not control. You will find if you just 3 of them line out, Funde, repeater and the bass, you will find all 3 of them synchronizing at all times with that 1, 2 effectually. Because if one is out, even slightly, you would have heard a strange sound.
Strange sound coming out of the main.
So you start off with the 1, 2, which is the funde, the repeater now, and you find another individual now, which is a part of the choir service now, that operate the bass, that large, humongous looking drum now. His motion, mainly and mostly, is boom, tip, boom. Not fast or speedy or racy, but with what I call it now, a design eloquence to it. And that is where you find the heartbeat now. Boom.
So those three beats from the three different instruments combined in one carry a force, you see, of connecting with the universe, of connecting with people. You understand what I mean? So far such cause spiritually, just living clean and doing the things that is upright and right. You can send message through that through those drums and it have effect upon people and nation. Like we say lightning and lightning flash, we said thunder quake. We say earthquake and the earth shake. Because all these instruments with words sounding power, you understand what I mean, affords the fullness of the power of the Almighty, the creator of the universe.
In addition to the vibrations sent out by the drum sounds, the Rastafari see a mystical and theological significance to the role of each drum in the Kete system.
The bass drum, which we know, is the breath, your breath. And that is the thunder, that's what you hear rolling in the heavens. The funde, that's the beat of your heart, and that is the earthquake. The kete now represent the lightning, the repeater. Like when you see the lightning flash, that is your meditation. So these three drums, when they play at one time, they connect to your spiritual and temporal.
To examine, scientifically the sounds that is reflected, 1, 2. 1, 2. It is two sounds you heard, or you are hearing. And it is the cross now, which is two objects joined together equally, or equated, give it the power of the cross. And for example, can you imagine if this is the cross of Christ, reflecting through the 1, 2 harder, emanating then that power into the atmosphere. And for any group, and especially if that group is led through righteousness, is found executing that ordinance, or demonstrating that ordinance, which is the power of Christ, meaning that everything around it is bound, that is negative.
Yeah.
Nyabingi music is not only an expression of Rasta spirituality, it also expresses the Pan-African nationalism at the foundations of the movement.
There is a song that the Nyabingi would chant in the 1, 2 ordinance. Over land and sea. For the listener, listening carefully, you will hear over land and sea, over land and sea. Why? I hear a calling over land and sea. So why do we sing this song? That's why I said before, it is the church expressing itself now, not only religiously, but traditionally and culturally. When we say over land and sea, what you heard there is the wailing souls of the Africans that have been brought down here in the West through slavery, wanting or languishing to go back home because we hear a voice calling. What is the voice? The voice of the emperor, the voice of the ancients.
Yeah.
The patriarchs want us to come back home, and the word is to be repatriated one day. I hear a calling over land and sea. I hear a calling over there, another calling over there. I hear a calling over land and
Nyabingi, and to a lesser extent reggae music, play an important role in the spiritual lives of the Rastafari. But they also reflect a history of their struggle against slavery and an effort to connect with their home in Africa. So as a white reggae performer, I wanted to know how the Rastafari feel about their music. Does it belong to them? And how do they feel when they see someone like me playing music that is such a valuable part of their heritage?
it mainly started here, you know, but we are not. We won't stop anyone, any other race, right, to come and be a part of our ancient music, right? We have that love, and it is for us all.
It is not a colored thing. You know, it takes root in every vine, in every ear that hears the rhythm, because it is the rhythm of life. You know, it doesn't belong to one set of people. I mean, life is life, you know, and you know, you bear the criticism of being all white playing reggae music. But the truth is that the reggae music doesn't have any color, right? And so is the truth. The truth doesn't have any color.
As I say again, and as I believe everyone that you interview will tell you this, that the music belongs to us. We are the creators of this music. You understand what I mean? No, see that music, you see? Transcends all boundaries. Though it's my creation, you understand what I mean? Any other nation have privilege to use this music for his upkeeping or his upliftment. You understand what I mean? Because it's a music of the heart. So when it touches your heart, you're going to have to want to respond to it. You see what I mean? So by no reason that I would I use that against the eye, regardless that this music was being created by I.
For some Rastafari, reggae is so commercialized and so far removed from its Nyabingi roots that their views on ownership of the music are more specific to their sacred music, often to the exclusion of the secular.
This is the music that belongs to black people, Nyabingi, so them for come and own it, because no one else can own this, you know. But the reggae, we know, say, Chris White and all them man, they own reggae, yeah. Island Records, them man, they done buy out the business already. You understand what I say? So them people have talk in a reggae. No black man only sing reggae. Natural. And I make money off it, but they have no talk. Them can't own it because it's not theirs. No, just say that music belongs to the Europeans. Yeah, the world.
Just to clarify, you're saying it's important to realize that the music came from black people and the black struggle, but you have no problem at all with other people partaking in it, enjoying it, and performing it.
No. Yeah. Once they're doing it,
yes, within the limit. Them not blowing it out of proportion.
They're not making fun of us, right? Because we hold this dear to us, our indigenous. You know, it is something from us we have from creation, right? That was given to us as black people, right? So once they're all in it, or doing it with the esteem that we did, or we are, well, it is all good.
In addition to these concerns over white people commercializing or trivializing their music, some Rastafari expressed a suspicion of outsiders infiltrating their identity or diluting their culture.
But as you know, this is a world full of a lot of trials and crosses. You know, we have people in the world that has lost totally every aspect of their culture and has become totally Europeanized or Americanized or Asianized. You know, people has lost their identity to other nations.
So when you see people who look like the Downpressor playing the music that came from your people, how does that make you feel?
I feel upset.
Yeah.
It's a black redemption, you know. So you know, so you have followers, but still that you must know that them heart free and clean.
In all of these responses, the underlying concern is one of intent. Why are we, white people of privilege, singing songs about the historical struggles of black people in Jamaica?
If you also ask you, why do you sing that lyrics? Do you feel that lyrics? I was whipped and beaten and tortured and all those lyrics now. When you come to that lyrics and you will sing that lyrics,
You never feel
and I want to ask you, did you feel that?
And I will feel it. So we the man who feels it, and he knows it.
So I see now, the only way you should be singing that lyric is if you are sympathizing with what that took place in that time. Otherwise, I'm going to see you was that one who was doing that.
Because in our songs of redemption, you know, our songs of patience, our songs of tribulation, you know, and you know, the saga of our history, you know.
What's your favorite song?
Kiman, Bobo Kiman, Kiman Lakinduran, Opazaya.
While some of the Rastafari have complicated views on ownership of reggae and Nyabingi music, everyone I spoke to had no problem with people of other nations and cultures playing this music. This attitude reflects a level of tolerance that has grown over the years, a philosophy of love and equality for all human beings. What impressed me the most about the people I spoke with in Jamaica is that although they have not forgotten about slavery, and in some ways they are still rising up from it, they have placed love and forgiveness at the heart of their identity. The history of the movement wasn't always so accepting to people of all races, correct? I mean, when it started out back in 1930, was it more of a black supremacy thing? Because, like, you know, the Royal Parchment Scroll of black supremacy was an important text, the Promise Key. Have you seen in your own lifetime a transformation of attitudes toward the white man?
Definitely. And I would say it is on the improve for the betterment, because the king whom we revere as our King of Kings, he had stated that, you know, until the color of a man's skin is of no significance than the color of his eyes. So we understand that we have to look beyond the skin, you see, and with his speeches and his acceptance being promoted more over the years, the general feeling among the Rastaman about the white world has also changed with the acceptance of the king, because we know that the king accepted all nations. We have seen him visited all heads of state, receiving honors from all nations. So being that diplomat as he is, we ought also to walk in his footsteps. However, we are ever mindful of whatever differences that had gone by and that can likely to come up again. But we are always open-minded like the king.
What are some of those differences? What do you mean by they could come up again?
Well, quite frankly, I mean, the most obvious difference is in terms of slavery. And our prophet tells us that if we don't look towards repatriation, then we are likely to fall again back into slavery. So that probably is another big issue that needs opening up on another level. But you know, I guess that's the main fear. That would be the main fear. But to an extent, it's very far-fetched.
Well, it's far-fetched, but do you think there's ever-present suspicion among
Yes.
even inside yourself of the white man for that reason?
Well, I'd say yes.
But on a fundamental and theological level, you still promote this racial equality, the tolerance, and
yes,
you're
because like
practicing the love that you preach.
Right, because that's the way of the king. The king, he expresses love. He not only talks about it, he expresses it, and then he goes and tells you that it is good over evil. So he's always aware that evil will be around. But if you are always striving for good, then that will automatically displace the evil.
I and I know, I and I